What's up, guys? This is going to be another Wildstar stream highlight video. You guys seem to really like the last one I did for the Warrior when they did the Warrior class live stream. So what I did is I went through and got all the stuff that I thought was really cool from the Esper live stream, cut it all together. The initial live stream was like an hour and 30 minutes, and I managed to cut that down to about 25 minutes of stuff that I thought you guys would really enjoy. For the most part, these streams are really efficient. I really like them. They show off core gameplay mechanics. They show off a lot of stuff that I wanted to see. I thought I was going to be able to cut it down to like 10 minutes, but there's a lot of... They're pretty efficient. I got to give the guys at Carbine credit. Like, they don't bullshit around their life. I mean, they do. Yeah, they have fun, obviously, but there's not a lot of dead space, if that makes sense. So I really appreciate that. It's really fun, entertaining stream. I'll link the entire thing down below. They did have some DC issues, so I might have to link like 3 or 4 streams because they got disconnected a few times. But anyway, this is what I thought was cool. The healing, man. The healing in this game looks really freaking awesome, and looks to be like the skill cap for healing in this game looks to be amazing. So if you're looking for like a super high skilled thing to play in Wildstar, it's probably gonna be a healer because it looks intense. It looks fucking intense. It looks really cool. So I probably will be playing. I'm not gonna be maining a healer, but I probably will make a healer at some point. So anyway, this is what I enjoyed. Hope you guys enjoy the highlights, and I'll see you next time.
If you were a CBT player, then you're in. If you're not in, you're about to get in into this winter beta.
Yeah.
Now, if you were a stress tester, Cook wanted to make sure that you understand that he got your back. So that means that you'll get in at some point, not all at once, but you will get in December. Starting to get in December. And the other items that we wanted to cover was the hoverboard.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of excitement about it, right?
Definitely.
And so people were like worried what will happen if I don't get it into the beta. And we wanted to make sure that you understand that it's not exclusive to the beta tester, in the sense that you will, even if you're not making at all into the beta, at some point you will still be able to get it into the game.
Yeah,
so don't worry about that.
Definitely get a hoverboard when you day one when we release. You can earn a hoverboard when you make it to a specific level in the game and talk to a mount vendor. So
yes.
Good.
And the last item that our own Scooter wanted me to make sure that you guys know about is the beta survey. So the beta survey that we have, we'll give the link in the you have the link in the notes, in the show notes. Make sure to take it, because we will select the right amount of the right profile basically for these people, and we are looking for a specific profile at the beginning, and make sure that you take the profile, because
basically it'll help your chances if you fill out that survey. If you're like, I'm hungry for the beta, I need it. Here's the thing, just fill that out. Your chances improve if you want to get in. Fill out that survey. It'll help us out, and it'll help you out getting the beta.
Yeah.
You know what? Instead of just talking about what they do, why don't you jump into combat and I'll cover what they do? That's what people want to see. They want to see gameplay. They don't want to just see, they don't want to hear us talking about what things are. They want to see it in action.
So yeah, that you just did right there was a knockback.
Yep. So he's building up focus points, or psi points is what we currently call them, with his #1 ability, which is telekinetic strike. And then he's using up those psi points to use his #2 ability, which is bind burst, or as Chris Lynch likes to call it, bird strike. Bird strike. Yeah. Bird strike.
So we got this guy. He's got some serious ads with him. Let's talk about this. So this first starter, what is that?
So what he just started off with was Concentrated Blade. It's actually an ability that has 2 charges, so he's able to cast it back to back, and then each charge regenerates on its own over time. So you see the #3 ability, it has 1 charge back, a recharge timer's coming up. That means he'll have another charge in a moment. But what's nice about Concentrated Blade is it's an ability that he can cast off at the start of a fight. It has a little bit of a delay to it, so it's not going to aggro the mobs instantly. Instead, he can wait for those blades to hit, and at the same time, he's able to use his other abilities to kind of like do a huge spike. And that's pretty much what the Esper is all about, both on the DPS side and the heal side. Because they're able to build up psi points, and their finisher abilities at #2 is more powerful based on the number of psi points that he has. So he just used a 2-point psi point, and he's also using he's using Blade Dance there, which is building more psi points.
Gotcha. But you'll notice that he's trying to keep these guys away from him. What's kind of like the core strategy for this guy?
So as an Esper, you have light armor, which means you're going to be taking a ton of damage if people are up close or if people are actually hitting you. So you're definitely trying to lead off with that big burst at the beginning by using concentrated blades and then following it up with the long cast time on telekinetic strike. Because actually telekinetic strike, you can't move around when you're casting it, unlike a lot of the other classes' basic attacks.
Sure.
This means the Esper is a little bit more stationary. But we're going to counter that a bit by giving it so that they have higher damage on those stationary attacks, so that they... it's just a different playstyle, really.
Right.
And besides being able to cast, he's able to dodge. So he's able to get out of this telegraph, and then he's able to start casting again pretty easily. So it doesn't break up gameplay too bad.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, he's dodging out of telegraphs. He's staying back pretty well, so he's not taking a lot of damage. They're not even getting through his shields, really.
Sure. So, Jade, why don't you impress some of the folks? Why don't you take some more mobs? Because
I can do that.
You've obviously proven pretty decent.
He's shown...
Got some breakout gameplay right there, by the way.
Oh,
I don't know
see
if you guys caught that. Yeah, so the next
start
time...
talking to me and I start missing things.
Start bringing up the friend UI.
I know, right? So here, in fact, if you can get attacked by that next time, we can show more of that breakout gameplay.
Sure.
So...
He actually has a couple CCs on his bar that cause breakout gameplay for other players.
Yes,
that was a
PvP.
stun that he was hit by.
Correct. So what's interesting about our stuns is you're not just kind of locked into place and waiting for 4 seconds while somebody just beats on you. You can actually hit F quickly and get out of that. Or if you are that type of person where you're like, I'm not going to hit F 18 times, you can just take the hits.
And that's one of the most tame versions of breakout gameplay that we
have.
have.
Bro.
Here
Dude.
He took on a big group.
Oh,
Jade. I hope that's not a first.
That is the first.
Baby Jade. Anyway, so we are building a new limited action set, and so Jade, walk us through what the new build's going to be.
Yeah, so like I was saying earlier, the last build was more of a nuker, stand back, front load all of your damage. This one's going to be more overtime, control the battlefield, AOEs. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch to a more close range builder with Spectral Frenzy instead of telekinetic strike. We're going to use telekinetic storm instead of mind burst. And then we're going to go ahead and throw up Restraint, which is a great CC ability.
By the way, Hugh has a lot of throw-up Restraint. Just want to point that out.
Sure, I haven't done that in a while.
Yeah.
We're gonna go ahead and keep Crush and Blade Dance because those work really well with this.
Why didn't you put a pet on your bar?
And actually, thanks Hugh, I was actually gonna do that.
Oh, good. We didn't plan this before.
No,
not at all.
Not planned.
Why would we do that?
In any way.
This is wild.
So we're gonna go
tear
ahead
that up.
We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna go ahead and tear that up.
Good. So just as a reminder, tiers, by the way, what are they?
Oh, you know what? Before we even talk about tiers, why don't we talk about the action set? Because people that are watching this might have no idea what an action set is.
Sure.
Because you play MMOs, you get 100 abilities on your bar, and you use them all over the time.
Not in Wildstar.
We're not doing that in Wildstar. Instead, we're focusing on having you be able to customize your loadout to enter into combat, and it's not something that you can change in combat. It's only something you can change outside of combat. Instead of having a lot of long cooldown abilities or things that are just buffs only, we focus all of our abilities on things that are more action-based, and then we associate buffs and debuffs with those action type of abilities. And so Jade, right now at this level, he's able to put 7 class abilities on his bar, which he's loaded up, and he just switched what he was using from what he was using before. Okay. And so, like he was saying, he's in a bit of a closer range loadout.
Right. So we've got the new telegraphs as well. We were talking about this last stream, but you can kind of see the cast time in the telegraph itself. So that's definitely helpful in kind of seeing what those enemies are going to do. But yeah, you kind of have to play this a little bit differently because, as we were saying before, you do have light armor. So when you have an ability that's so close to you, I mean, how does that alter your gameplay?
Yeah, so, I mean, I'm going
to go right ahead.
Yeah. So there are definitely, you'll see I actually took a support ability to help that out a little bit. Phantasmal Armor, you might have seen me use it at the beginning of the fight.
It's quite the cooldown.
Yeah, it does have a little bit of a cooldown, so I'll make sure to use it again. I'm going to use abilities that kind of give me a way to keep people within my range. So Restraint, again, I used that at the beginning of the last fight, and I'll show that again when we get a couple more mobs here.
He should be getting out of telegraphs a little bit more often because he's kind of standing there taking damage. And if you're going to be going melee as an Esper, it's kind of on you to get out of the way of the damage because you do have light armor. You can't soak it up like a warrior can that we showed last time.
Sure.
We also have an amp system, which is our an upgrade system that you can use. And for Espers that are planning to go short range, it would probably behoove you to... I know, that was nice.
That's a fancy word.
Nice. It would behoove you to go in there with some amps that are increasing your health, increasing your resistances, that sort of thing.
Right. You'd have to spec them out to kind of play towards your play style.
Yes.
So let's take some community questions. as we build that up, we'll start making progress towards some other areas in Aurora here. So the first question from Toneth. Bro, I'm sorry if I'm messing up your name, but Toneth, will the Esper be able to be played as a kiting mage altogether, or will it be similar to the traditional static nuke mage?
I would say that an Esper leans more towards a static nuke mage necessarily than a kiter.
Okay.
But that really actually depends on your action set, because you have your two basic abilities, Telekinetic Strike versus Spectral Frenzy. Telekinetic Strike is that long line that has you have to stand in place for a second, for 1.25 seconds to cast it. And then you have Spectral Frenzy, which is a fairly close range basic attack, which he's using now. It's that 3-blade swipe.
Sure.
So neither one of those are really that awesome for kiting. They're more for specific cases, like if you're really going up there or if you're staying back. The Spell Slinger is actually the class that we have that is built a little bit more for kiting.
Sure.
But it really depends on your action set.
So you'll notice too, if Jade has a CC available and he fights one of these guys, well, they're telegraphing. If he CCs them, they'll go vulnerable. And so if you can time that up and line it up here. Oh, dude.
I might
hectic.
have no dash charges. I'm kind of.
It's getting hectic. Will there be a way to make our gear match, like making it all the same color? And the answer to that is yeah. We have item dyeing in our game, so you might have an armor that looks one way or whatever, and you can either match it to where all your homies are wearing the same thing, and you can dye it all, and you can all have a matching color. Or if you want to completely look different, you can do it that way. And dyes are available on vendors from drops in specific areas through trade skills. They're everywhere, and so you can totally look different and have stuff kind of. Either make yourself look similar, like the gentleman just asked, or differentiate yourself. And lots of it's different, too. It's like boots, gauntlets, chest, helmet. It's pretty awesome.
That's pretty cool.
We're going to duel right now. This is going to be a warrior versus an Esper.
Oh, wow.
Alrighty then.
And
well, I don't have my innate up, so
I'll
give him a little handicap, I guess.
Oh, man.
Are you going to challenge him?
I think this is going to be real.
Are you sure this is the build you want?
I think I can make it work.
Dude, don't die in front of the internet.
This is I can't. You're right. I can't die in front of the internet.
Okay,
so
let
me switch
broadcast
this up.
duel.
Let me switch this up a little bit.
Wildstar.
I can't look bad in front of all these people.
Yeah, so this again, we're going to show off why the limited action set I think is really cool, because you need to explain that you have all these different things, and per build and per game type,
Actually,
it changes.
Let's go ahead and actually throw fixation on there. Let's really
Yeah, you might not want the same thing every time you go into to every situation.
And if I'm fighting an Esper or a warrior or a stalker, it's going to change, probably in your tactics on what you're going to fight with.
Let's see how this goes. I'm a little nervous.
You mad, bro?
I believe you said you ready, bro. And
it's
we're
begun.
about to find out.
So Jade whiffed an attack. He's hitting him. He's going into melee range with a warrior, which I wouldn't say is the best idea.
Yeah.
But he is blade dancing around. He's dishing out a decent amount. Is he? Are you even hurting him?
Man.
Dude, his shields right now
I'm
looking
thinking
real
he's
good.
deflecting.
Yeah, his amps might be kind of tuned up a bit.
You're touching him barely.
Oh,
dude,
did you see that
closing the
dodge
gap.
though? Did you see that dodge?
That was pretty good.
It was okay.
So I'd also like to point out, as Jade is fighting here, Jade likes to talk a lot of trash in the PvP.
Oh, he got a knockdown.
Just
he
a
just
little
hit a
bit.
concentrated blade. He's doing some more blade dance. He's getting his focus points up. He's up 2 focus points.
Oh.
Don't forget your Phantasmal Armor. Oh,
Jade,
that
I
is
just threw it
so
up.
weak.
Do
That
you
is so
even
weak right
PvP,
now.
Jade?
Well, when you're DPS.
Is it
Do
time?
I PvP?
Hard
Is
for
it
me
time
to
to
tell.
bust your innate?
Not yet. We don't.
It's there. It's ready
I
for
know.
you.
I gotta.
You're
save
gonna bait him out.
Yeah, a little bit of bait.
Well,
baiting.
well, bait
You're
and switch.
jumping all over the place.
Yeah.
Oh man,
This isn't.
I hope Mark.
He's hit him again.
Oh,
You're
man.
both into the yellow.
It is now.
He just busted his
Now I'm a
innate.
little
You better
scared.
go. You
Yeah,
better
it's there.
go.
I
All
put
right.
it-
So Jay just used his innate ability, which I think we didn't get that across earlier.
Oh, and
that
I
actually makes
whiffed.
it so that he's immune. He
Gorgeous.
whiffed. He whiffed.
He whipped
big.
it so hard.
He was
It's
immune to all
alright, though. It's
damage
alright,
that
it's
whole
alright.
time.
Oh, it's looking good now.
It's
though.
getting close. It looks like he's about to.
Did I take it?
No.
Oh,
keep
he's
it
9
going.
hit points. He deflected.
Oh, dude.
What's going on?
Oh,
Oh, this
dude.
is
He's
not
so
happening.
close.
This is not happening.
You gotta finish him
not-
off.
What
Don't-
is this?
He deflected again. His shields are coming back because you
Oh,
haven't hit him.
shields
Oh,
are
I
coming
haven't
back.
hit him.
This is
Come
amazing.
on, Jade.
So
Come on.
again, to point out, our shields do regenerate after a certain
Oh,
time.
you
got
got
it.
it. You
Okay,
got it.
We did.
Okay.
We
You
did
got
get
it.
him though. We
Okay.
did get him though, right?
Woo!
All right.
Let's check it out right now. Dead speak, Esper. Go. No, we're not.
So I'm gonna take my builder. So just like the DPS Esper has his builder, which was Spectral Frenzy and Telekinetic Strike, you also have builder heals as well. So we're going to take Mind Over Body, which is a single target heal. Heals one target, and he also has a builder that's AoE if you prefer line freeform targets. I'll throw that on later as well. We're going to do a HOT as well, a single target HOT, and go ahead and cheer that up a little bit.
It's a heal over time for you kids that don't know the
heal over time,
the lingo.
And then we're going to go ahead with his first healing finisher, which is Collective Will. Nice in order right there. So this is a nice AoE group heal. And then his Phantasmal Armor, which is great. It adds a absorption shield to the target and then also gives them an interrupt armor. For those of you who don't know, interrupt armor is what allows you to mitigate a CC. So it's really nice to have. You can throw that on your tank so they can stand and eat a telegraph, perhaps. So we're going to go ahead and throw that one on. And then let's go over to utility.
Okay, let's get
yeah, I'll go a little bit faster. You guys have seen Crush, so we're going to go ahead and do that one. And
it's a nice CC.
It is a great CC to have, and as a healer, you're going to want that.
Nice and getting cinematic here. One of the cool things about our cinematics is that they're actually all taking place in game. Anytime Jake could hit escape here,
yeah,
I'll do that for you.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Thanks for doing that for me, bro. Well, my team.
Good luck.
Well.
Good luck.
All right, I'm gonna stay out of comment. Let's see how fast I can do this.
Come on.
Oh man, no pressure, dude.
Okay. Come on, you got it. You got it. Collective Will.
Yeah, that's.
There we go.
That's my bread and
so he's selected a couple of these abilities. He's also leveled them up, and no worries. The first pull is actually pretty easy, so we're okay. But go ahead and use that build, and we'll get started. There we go. So we got our first pull here, and this is a pretty easy pull puzzle. I mean, we've got one guy who's a healer and one guy that's sort of the tank. So
tank and spank.
Which I actually don't even know who's tanking.
Right. They're trying to tank and spank the players, but.
So we're gonna go over to the warrior over there who's pulling all that threat. And we're gonna want to make sure we keep him alive. It's kind of the holy trinity rules, right? Is we have the tank whose job it is to distract the enemies, the DPS whose job it is to weaken those enemies, to damage them.
And you got the healer here, Jade,
right?
Whose job is to keep all these people alive and hopefully
throw out some CCs every once in a while.
Yeah, trying to help out.
One of the things you're gonna see here is we have a system called interrupt armor.
Oh, bad place to put that.
Healer, you can barely see him behind there. But the healing pillar right there, every once in a while he's going to try to heal his tank. Like a good healer, Jade hopefully does that.
Right.
And he has interrupt armor.
I don't know if you guys saw that. I actually threw out a Mirage there for Mercal, and he went and dashed back and picked it up since I wasn't healing him too well there.
So the cool thing about this is that the healer's trying to heal, and he has interrupt armor. And what interrupt armor is, it prevents your stuns from getting through. And what happens is if Jade uses Crush, it's actually going to decrement his interrupt armor by 1 unit. That healer, I think, has 1 unit of interrupt armor.
Yep.
So if he casts Crush, it's going to absorb that, decrement it down to nothing, and the next player who uses a stun or a CC is actually going to interrupt that healer. So their group is actually going to have to work and use teamwork here to actually interrupt that healer.
Sure. Or if you're really good, you can have 2 CCs and group interrupt armor yourself.
Or if you get higher level, you can start tearing up your abilities so they decrement more interrupt armor.
Yeah. So you can become more badass as you do this stuff. So we've got another mob here that we're going through.
Oh, taking some damage.
So you can do that charge heal here.
Yeah.
We also.
So this one's this soothe right here is actually a charge release. It has 3 different charges, and I can use it at the highest charge and it'll heal the most, or a lower charge if I need to get out a quick heal. And Mind Over Body was a single target heal. This one's nice because I'm going to be healing all my party members.
Right.
Another nice thing about this is that players actually have the option, like you see that green right there, that little green flash, the players have the option to turn on friendly telegraphs, which allows them to see when Jade is actually trying to heal in the area he's trying to heal in.
Right. So that's another question that a lot of people have. You know, can you see all the telegraphs that are going on at once? And you'll notice that we only really saw our own for the most part, and the enemies, obviously.
Yep.
But when Jade casts heals, other people can see those.
Yep. And it's all client-side options, so you can choose to turn on whatever type of telegraphs you want to see. It can be a friendly enemy or friendly NPCs, friendly players, group mates only, enemy NPCs, enemy players, etc., etc. You have all these options to toggle on whatever you want to see or don't want to see.
I would just like to point out that they did pull about 4 groups there.
Yeah.
So
no, it's cool, dude. Excuses.
Yeah.
I like them.
Yeah. I have plenty of them, so
no,
we can
hand them out, dude. Make them rain excuses, dude.
But a lot of our healing, and this is something we really want to show off, is aiming based. So could you soothe and like, yeah, do some slow aiming there so people can get the gist right there.
This, I think, is a big difference between Wildstar and other MMOs, actually, for healing specifically. You know, normally I think the usual thing for healers is, oh, there's a bunch of bars. I'm going to heal those bars. That is my job. In Wildstar, you have to move your heals in specific ways. That's not every ability.
Nope, it's not every ability. And like I said, the Esper is the most familiar to your common MMO player.
Sure. But
they do definitely have the freeform targeting. It requires you to aim. It's a lot more beneficial. You're going to find that if you're good at aiming, you're actually able to heal more players than just with the single target heal.
Right.
It's more efficient.
Yeah.
But you're going to have to work together as a team, you know, make sure that people are coordinating themselves.
Yeah, I think another question kind of popped up was, can you switch your aiming to be, you know, click to aim effectively?
We do have an option in there. It allows you to basically auto-aim towards the target. I find that it's, personally, I don't enjoy playing with it because it aims for me, and I find that it's less efficient because if I'm trying to aim at Jade here, I'm going to aim directly at Jade.
Right.
That's exactly what the option does.
Sure.
But if someone's standing to just to the left of Jade, and I aim just to the left of Jade, I'm going to hit Jade and that other person. And it's much more efficient for me to do that because both in damaging and healing, if I can hit more targets, that's how I'm being more efficient.
There are a lot of options available for class customization, but will there end up being an optimum selection?
That's a tricky one. I'm going to say no, there will not be an optimum selection for all the time. Okay. It depends on the situation you're going into, right? If you're going into this fight, this particular fight right here, this is a boss fight. I don't know if we're going to do it.
I think we are.
We are going to do it. Okay.
So
for this boss fight, I would want to select, you know, I'm a healer, I'm an Esper. I'd want to build my amps around AoE healing and probably single target healing. Mainly because I think the players, depending on my group, they might be moving around and stuff, and doing my line heal might not be as effective.
Sure.
That might be why Jade's failing right now, is because, you know, he's not specking out for Stormdawn right now.
Or it could be, I'd like to point out that
Wildstar, not my playstyle.
Right. And Wildstar has, I think, a little bit more skill involved, which is probably why Jade is
So you're saying I don't have the skill?
Do you even lift?
I mean, you saw that PvP match earlier, right?
Yeah, I did. It was a close one. What we do in Wildstar is we like to layer stuff on, right? So we have little things that build up over time. So we have these wisps that go around the room. We have the telegraphs that follow you, and that we can use against the enemies. But then it gets crazy, right?
So I'd also say that these little things right here, this is just a level 20 dungeon, right? And we're doing all sorts of cool stuff in this level 20 dungeon. Some of these things aren't required, like him actually dropping it on top of the Pel right there. Not really required on this level 20 version.
Yeah.
When we start changing this as a veteran, which we take this dungeon and we make it a level 50 version, we actually start requiring that.
Yeah, we just
dude, a couple things
running into it.
So yeah, that's a lot of problems there. That wasn't your weapon. Oh man. So you can get stunned here, and if Jade taps F, you can get out of it, or you can just kind of leave it there.
It's breakout gameplay.
Yeah.
So
breakout gameplay. So we also have these telegraphs that you have to avoid as well. And the wisps that just hit him in between there, so he didn't aim himself properly.
So pro tip: this should be on a loading screen. When you see red, you don't want to be there, Jade.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah, dude.
Look,
Splash
as a
damage.
healer, sometimes I gotta take one for the team.
Do you?
Yeah.
Well,
Do you though?
that's my excuse.
As a pro, you don't take one for the team. You know, just saying.
Oh man, well I just took another one. Merkel might die here.
You see the wisps, you need to avoid.
Oh, dude, keep Mark alive.
Yeah.
Or who's the tank?
That's
Mark.
That's
Mark.
That's
Yeah,
Mark.
keep him alive, bro.
Okay. Tell Mark to stay out of the red.
Oh, dude.
Oh man.
Ooh. Defensive cooldowns. Phantasmal Armor. Number 4 here.
Yep.
Puts a nice little set of armor on you, right? This is an absorption shield. It's actually going to absorb all the damage you're taking up to a certain point. It also puts interrupt armor on you, which means you can't be interrupted unless they decrement that interrupt armor, just like we did the creatures earlier.
Right, we talked about that earlier.
Yep. Yeah. Another one you have. What is it? Spectral Mode?
No, I'm Spectral Form.
Same thing.
You're innate.
Okay, it's innate. Essentially, what happens here is you put yourself into a They want us to go outside and duel, so you go outside and duel. I'm going to keep talking about the defensive cooldowns.
All right.
Spectral Form is pretty cool in 2 ways. I'm going to talk to the camera.
As you should.
Okay. Anyway, Spectral Form has 2 forms, or 2 modes, or 2 reasons you want to use it. The first one is because it's going to make you immune to all damage for a period of time.
Yeah.
How much is it right now? 5 seconds?
Right now it's 5 seconds, correct.
Yeah.
Also, you're going to generate a side point every half second.
Right.
And that's how he really won that fight. He kind of blew it so that Merkel also let up.
I mean, he had his innate too. I mean, that was an even fight. Come on now.
He knows what he's doing.
He knows what he's doing.
He's a grown-ass man.
Other defensive cooldowns, I mean, you have Crush, which is going to knock down your enemy, and you can get away.
Yeah, you got Shockwave.
Shockwave knocks everybody back, snares them. Restraint, which roots them.
Yep, and you have Projected Spirit as well. Everyone's favorite Rainbow Deer.
Rainbow Deer.
Let's
show them Rainbow Deer.
Rainbow Deer.
We'll throw it on there as soon as
That's the theme song that I always sing when I hit it.
Yeah.
Actually, Deer. All right.
I think it's time for our two guys to team up.
Wait.
Oh, dude. Oh, my God. It's Stalkers, dude. It's Stalkers that just...
better turn my PvP
That was
on.
amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Exile Stalkers, dude. Look out. Dude, help this guy stay alive.
And
also
and a
kill
more
someone.
dash?
Yeah, man. You got to be careful, man. These guys are sneaky.
Are you going to be healing, Merkel?
Stalkers, by the way. Stalkers are... Oof. You got to be careful because they have this nanoskin suit that actually allows them to go invisible. So they are a stealth class, and they also have positional-based attacks. So if they get behind you, they have attacks that hurt you for more damage. Oh, not good.
So can I give a pro tip for avoiding the Stalkers?
Bro tip, please?
Bro tip.
Bro tip.
Bro tip. All right. So one of the cool things about our stealth is that we actually just do a distortion, right? And you can actually, if you're paying attention, you can see that distortion moving towards you. The closer it gets, the more distorted it's going to get.
Yeah.
Also, one of the cool things is this is very key bro tip. If you're really, really good, you can actually watch the grass as the Stalker's moving towards you.
That's emergent gameplay right there.
You'll start seeing that grass part. What happened there, Jade?
Oh, dude.
There's an arrow there.
Come on, 5-point bird strike. Let's do it. Right there.
Well,
not called
I'm
bird
actually
strike.
healing.
Mental stab, whatever.
So, it's... Oh, man. Oh, dude, you're doing okay. You're doing okay.
Yeah, we're
got
fine.
them.
We're fine.
Look at
We're
that.
fine.
Dude, just take... These guys don't have heals. They're
Yeah.
just... They're invisible bros. Just take them out.
Wait,
I just want to grab the keyboard.
Dude,
I don't know.
Oh, dude, you've been tethered. This is crazy, too. So
Yep.
you can't go beyond a certain distance when you've been tethered, but you can kill the tether if you want to get out of it sooner.
Which I
and
think
somebody
I
just
did.
went into emergency stealth. Ooh, get out of there, dude. Oh, man. Dude, you better heals.
I got it. I got it.
Oh, man.
Nice thing about saving up those finishers, you can save them for an emergency.
Oh,
I think we got one
dude.
more.
You got one guy left, I think.
He's got you tethered.
Oh,
Mark
dude.
could hit him.
Mark
All
is
right,
just beating
well.
the crap out of him right there. Well done.